Born into a world of hardship, this boy grew up in a crowded home where survival was a daily battle. His playground was a dark, rat-infested corridor, and his greatest foe, a cornered rat. In a city once ravaged by siege, where resilience was a way of life, this boy learned to fight, not just his enemies, but also his circumstances. Small, thin, and underestimated, he vowed to never be weak again. As he grew, so did his ambition. Drawn to the shadows, he dreamed of serving his country in secrecy, inspired by tales of unsung heroes who shaped history from the shadows. He was not one for grand gestures, no tanks, no theatrics, only quiet determination. His actions spoke louder than his words, shaping the course of a nation in ways few could predict. In a nation desperate for stability, his quiet resolve became his greatest weapon, a promise to crush chaos, to rebuild strength, and to lead the way into a new millennium. But who is this man? How did he rise from obscurity to command the world's attention? This is his story. The boy who fought rats in the shadows of his youth would grow to become Vladimir Putin, the enigmatic leader of Russia. From a modest beginning to commanding the largest country on earth, his journey is one of survival, strategy, and power. But behind the image of strength lies a story few truly understand. Russia, a land of vast expanse, deep history, and profound political transformations. At the heart of its modern era stands one man, Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin. From an obscure KGB officer to one of the most influential leaders of the 21st century.
Вы меня спросили, ваш покорный слуга, друг или не друг, и не невеста, и не жених. Я президент Российской Федерации.
Putin's ascent is a story of ambition, resilience, and strategy. Born on October 7, 1952, in Leningrad, Vladimir Putin grew up in a modest communal apartment shared by multiple families. His parents, Maria and Vladimir Spiridonovich Putin, were ordinary citizens who survived the siege of Leningrad during World War II, a harrowing period that left deep scars on the city and its people. Putin's childhood was marked by hardship. His father was a factory foreman and a war veteran, while his mother worked as a cleaner. Despite the challenges, young Vladimir exhibited an early drive for discipline and excellence. His interest in judo and sambo martial arts, which he began practicing at the age of 12, provided him with a sense of purpose and resilience. At the age of 16, Putin walked into the KGB headquarters in Leningrad and boldly inquired about joining the organization. The officers, impressed by his ambition, told him he would need to complete university studies first. It would be 6 years before he could officially pursue his dream. Academically, Putin was an average student, but he showed an aptitude for history and languages, later mastering German fluently. After graduating from high school in 1970, he enrolled at Leningrad State University to study law, a decision that would shape his future. In 1975, Putin joined the KGB, the Soviet Union's notorious security agency. His early assignments included monitoring foreigners and consular officials in Leningrad, but his big break came in 1985 when he was posted to Dresden, East Germany. Dresden was a strategic hub during the Cold War. Here, Putin worked closely with the Stasi, East Germany's secret police, gathering intelligence and cultivating contacts. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 was a turning point. Putin reportedly burned sensitive KGB documents to prevent them from falling into the hands of protesters. The chaos of the Soviet Union's decline profoundly influenced his views on power and state control. Returning to Leningrad in 1990, Putin faced a drastically changed landscape. The Soviet Union was crumbling, and the once mighty KGB was losing its grip. He joined the administration of Anatoly Sobchak, the reformist mayor of Leningrad, where his skills in law and intelligence proved invaluable. As Sobchak's trusted deputy, Putin managed foreign relations and economic projects, gaining a reputation for efficiency and loyalty. After Sobchak's electoral defeat in 1996, Putin moved to Moscow, where he joined the presidential administration under Boris Yeltsin. Putin's rise in Moscow was swift but calculated. He had a knack for solving problems quietly and effectively, which earned him the trust of powerful figures in the Kremlin. In 1999, Boris Yeltsin's administration was faltering. Amid economic crises and political scandals, Yeltsin appointed Putin as prime minister, a move that surprised many. Putin quickly demonstrated his leadership during the Second Chechen War, adopting a hardline approach that bolstered his image as a decisive and strong leader. On December 31, 1999, Yeltsin announced his resignation, making Putin the acting president. The move marked the beginning of a new era for Russia. Elected president in 2000, Putin promised stability and economic revival. His administration oversaw significant reforms, including tax restructuring and economic modernization. Rising oil prices further fueled Russia's recovery. However, Putin's tenure also saw a tightening grip on media, judiciary, and political opposition. Putin's leadership extended beyond Russia's borders. From the annexation of Crimea in 2014 to interventions in Syria and alleged interference in foreign elections, his actions have reshaped geopolitics. Yet, his legacy is deeply polarizing. For some, Putin is the leader who restored Russian pride. For others, he is an autocrat who stifled democracy and expanded authoritarianism. The rise of Vladimir Putin is a tale of resilience, ambition, and controversy. As Russia's longest-serving leader since Stalin, his influence on the nation and the world is undeniable. This is the story of a man who emerged from the shadows to command a nation. This is the rise of Putin.